Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of College Hockey Talk. On today's podcast, I'm joined by Sophomore from the UNH women's hockey team, Avery Myers. Welcome back to the podcast, Avery, and how's everything going?
It's going good. We've gotten all of our games in so far, so we're hoping to keep going.
Yeah, that's good to hear, just because with all the latest news, it feels like so many games are being postponed as of now. So that's good that you've gotten all your games in so far.
Yeah.
Now, it's hard to believe that you finished the first half of your season already. So I guess my question to you is, what have you taken away from the games you've played so far, and how would you evaluate your team's performance as of now?
Yeah, I think going into the next half of the season, we're just trying to capitalize on the little things kind of we need to put more pucks in the net. We've been really in some really tight games where we just need to score more. But yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah, that's kind of my next question was, how are you guys approaching the second half of the season, and does your team have any goals and expectations for the second half?
Yeah, I guess I mean like just to win more games, work on the little things and practice and come together as a team and just win more.
Now, talk about some of the freshmen you have on your team and just the impact they've made on your team, and how have you helped their transition to college hockey, just because your freshman class this year is a lot different than your freshman from last year, just because it's a little bit of a smaller class, unlike your freshman class who had I think like 8 or 9 players. So just talk about them and the impact they've made on your team so far.
Yeah, I think they transitioned well. They all are good players and um, they came in and we're close with all of them. So
Now, speaking of your game, what's been the biggest improvement you've made to your game so far this year as a sophomore?
um, I'm working on my speed right now, quick feet. So that's my focus.
And how are you going about working that part of your game, I guess, in the middle of the season? Because everyone talks about off-season training, but I feel like not a lot of people talk about what it's like training in the middle of a season.
Yeah, so I'll go on before practice with my um, coach and then just do some drills and quick feet and stuff. And I'll do some extra speed workouts in the weight room and ladders and just quick feet stuff.
Now, another thing I want to ask you is, what's been the biggest adjustment you've had to make to your game this year as a sophomore? Because I feel like as a freshman, there's a lot of things to adjust to, but as a sophomore, since you've already had a year of college hockey under your belt, is there anything you have to adjust to as a sophomore? Or is it kind of just working on the little details, like you said, about quick feet?
Yeah, I would say the speed of the game, it's still a big jump from like junior hockey. And so just continuing to get faster and have your mind work fast and everything.
Now, another thing that's different from this season compared to last year was you finally have fans back in the building. So, what's it been like to have fans back in the building, and has that been an adjustment for yourself, or has it been nice to have that crowd noise behind your team?
Yeah, it's a lot more fun. I mean, I guess we don't get too many fans, but it's it's a better atmosphere and I mean, it gets the adrenaline rushing a little more knowing you have your friends and family watching in person.
Yeah, that must be nice to have family back in the stands as well, just because talking to a lot of players, that's been something that they've missed, just because it's nice to have that comfort level in the rink when you didn't get to have that last year.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, you've also gotten to play non-conference games this year as well. How cool has it been, and does your approach change at all playing teams that are not in Hockey East?
Uh it's super fun playing like different teams. I know I have some friends on some non-conference teams that we played, so that's always fun. But no, we try to approach every game the same. As a top team, we try to play them the same as a non-conference game that doesn't matter as much. But
Yeah, no, you've played some cool non-conference teams. One of those teams was Penn State, and you also played Harvard as well. Talk about what you learned in those games, even though you didn't win in them. But those two teams obviously have the capabilities of making the national tournament this year.
yeah, two great teams, and kind of like I said, we learned from those games that we need to approach those games just like we're playing a conference game.
And what's been like the coolest arena you've played in that's been new to yourself? I know you've played in pretty much every Hockey East arena so far, but has there any cool non-conference rinks that you've played in?
Oh, we actually just played Dartmouth, and I really like their rink. It's very green, but it's a nice rink.
Yeah, no, it looks pretty cool as well. It seems cold in there as well.
Yeah, it was kind of a cold rink. Not too bad, but
hmm Now, another thing that happened during the your season so far this year is your teams got wins against big opponents like Union and Vermont. Just talk about what those wins meant for your team from your perspective.
uh, yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun. Union was a road trip, and so we were in a hotel, and we don't do that a lot. And then just winning both games is always fun. We don't sweep as much as we'd like, so it was kind of a big deal.
And what was it like being on that road trip as well? I'm assuming that's the longest bus ride you've ever been on with UNH so far.
Yeah, it's just so much fun. We just hang out in the lobby at night, and it's kind of just like the old days of youth hockey.
Now, I kind of want to transition and talk about your off season and how you prepared for this upcoming year with UNH. So, how was your off season this past summer? Did you do anything interesting, whether it was hockey related or non-hockey related? And I know we kind of discussed about your plans for the off season last time you were on the podcast, but I was just curious if how are those plans? How did you kind of execute those plans in the off season, and did you do anything fun in the off season as well?
Yeah, so I really focused on the weekdays on training, and I would skate a few times a day, and then do some men's league scrimmages at night, just for some fun. And I would do off ice like shooting pucks and stick handling, and then obviously lifting. We get workouts from our athletic trainer here, and then on the weekends I would go to the lake in Minnesota and just hang out with my friends.
Awesome. What are some like, stuff you do on the lake? Like, I've seen people like I don't know what it's called, but like when you get attached to the boat and like you have to hang on like on a board. I don't know what that's called. I'm more of a beach person, so
I don't know. We do a lot of wake surfing and like tubing, stuff like that.
nice, nice. How do you? What's the key for wake surfing? Like, how do you learn how to do that? Because I'm assuming the waves on the lake are not as strong as on an ocean.
Yeah, you have behind a wakeboard, and but I've tried surfing on the ocean and I get down, but wake surfing was really easy for me to learn.
Nice, nice. What's like your favorite lake to go in Minnesota?
Um, I am on Long Lake. There's a lot of Long Lakes, but I'm on one of them. Um, so I love that lake, obviously, but a lot of my friends are on Pelican Lake, which is a huge lake there, and so I go there a lot too.
Awesome. Well, overall, how is training going for yourself? Well, whether it was in the off season or right now, I guess like what are some things like you're also trying to work on in the off season? Is it kind of the same of what you've been working on in season, just like adjusting to the speed of the game, quick feet, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, on the off season, I try to work on everything because there's a lot more time, and I just think the off season is where you need to really work your hardest and get better at the little things because in season you're playing and there's not a lot of time to work on all of that other stuff.
And did you face any challenges this off season? Because I know the previous summer there was a lot of challenges just because things were closed. Did you have to face any similar challenges for this past off season, or was it kind of things were mostly back to normal?
Yeah, in North Dakota, it was mostly back to normal. Yeah.
And did that change your approach at all for the off season, knowing that things were open, like compared to last year where you had to kind of deal with a lot of roller coasters? Did it change your approach at all? I was like, all right, things are now finally open. I can kind of take advantage of it more than I did last summer.
Yeah, it was nice because there was a lot more ice time and things like that.
Now, another thing that you've had to kind of adjust to, I assume, this year is balancing both school and hockey in person. How has that been like for yourself, having classes in person, and how have you, I guess, balanced both the hockey and academics for this year?
Yeah, in-person classes are a lot different. I didn't have too many of those last year. So it was harder last semester, but it's also it's better because you get to get out of the house once in a while. But I think I would be bored without hockey.
Mhm.
It's not too hard. Like you learn how to balance it all out.
Nice. And what's I guess the biggest thing you've learned this year as a sophomore in with UNH hockey?
Um, what I've learned. I guess we just learn something new every day from all these games. Like when we lost to those non-conference teams, and we've learned to um, that we have to play every game like it's like we're playing Northeastern, like a top team in our conference. So yeah, I've learned so much here.
Now, do you have any personal goals for the second half of the season?
Yeah, I have a lot of goals, I guess. I want to start scoring some more. I do, like I said, want to work on being quicker, like making quicker plays and moving my feet faster.
Now, another hockey question I want to ask you before we get to the non-hockey segment is, do you think body checking should be allowed in women's hockey? I've been asking a lot of women's hockey players about this, and I've been getting different answers, and I kind of want to get your opinion on it since you've been involved with the game for quite some time.
Yeah, I for sure think it should be involved
And what's the reason, I guess, behind that reason?
because I would love it. It would be so much fun. It would make more people would want to come watch. I mean, probably be more injuries, but
Hmm.
we can handle it if the guys can handle it.
Yeah, I think also make refereeing the game better just because it'll be more consistent, and I think actually that'll make the game safer. Especially if the players learned how to check properly, I guess I think
Yeah,
there won't be as many injuries as people might think they could be.
yeah.
What's the biggest body check you've ever given to someone in a game before in college? I'm assuming it's probably had to happen before by mistake.
Yeah, I guess I don't think I've gotten a checking penalty actually, but um, I think last year, I don't know, checking. I don't know if I've actually like illegally checked someone,
Hmm.
but I try to just play it safe and take the body. I try to stay out of the box.
Yeah. Has there any been big checks you've seen with your teammates this year or last year, obviously?
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like there's always a some
Mhm.
type of hit in the game.
Yeah, that must fire up the bench too,
Yeah,
especially if
unless we get a penalty, then it's like,
or if there's not a penalty, then like you kind
oh
of
yeah, then it's
that's probably the
nice.
best.
Yeah.
So we're now in a segment, obviously, like I like to call the non-hockey segment, where I ask you some non-hockey questions. Now, this non-hockey segment's a little bit different than the last time we had you on the pod, just because I just found these like random questions on the internet. So I hope they're kind of interesting for yourself. So my first question is, what sports moment do you think should have a documentary about it?
Personally, one of my favorite sports moments is the gold medal game of the U.S. and Lamoureux. She scored that nice shootout goal to win it.
Yeah, that'll be a cool documentary, especially since I think that was like the U.S.'s first gold medal since like 1990 something, if I'm not mistaken. So that'll be cool to learn about.
Yeah,
Now, what is your favorite social media app?
probably Instagram.
Nice. Yeah, no, I think Instagram's cool too. I've heard from just the grapevines that you are very popular on TikTok. You've had some viral videos. I want to ask you about that just because people have told me about it.
Yeah, I've had a few go viral, mostly with the team. We'll do our game day bits walking into the rink. So
That's awesome. What's like your favorite video? Is that like your favorite video you've made?
yeah, I think yeah, last year was my first like viral video, and that was the one of us walking to the rink. And I made a few of them, but the first one went like viral.
Yeah, that's awesome. Did you like your outfit in that video too? Because you had to probably go out for that.
Yeah.
Now, I guess another thing is it like how do you like what's like your reaction to because I feel like on TikTok, from what I've been told, is just like you like kind of the videos kind of go viral unexpectedly. So I guess what was your reaction when the numbers started going up? That must have been kind of interesting and cool for yourself.
Yeah, it was actually a crazy day because I scored my first goal, so everyone was texting me. It was before the game I scored my first goal, so my phone was blowing up, and then my TikTok was going viral throughout when I was playing, and it was actually pretty crazy.
Yeah. What were the comments like? Because I've heard sometimes the comments can be kind of weird sometimes on that app.
Yeah, they were pretty normal, like, oh, I love that girl's outfit. I love
Hmm.
it, you know.
Nice, nice. That's good to hear, though. Were some of the comments about your outfit like good ones? That must have been cool for yourself too.
Yeah, they were.
That's good. That's good. Well, then, next non-hockey question. I guess this kind of coincides with your answer there. But what is something you wish more people knew about yourself that they don't already know?
Well, um, coming here, like nobody knows what North Dakota is. I feel like everyone's just like amazed that I'm from North Dakota.
Yeah. I don't know too much about the state, to be honest with you, being from the East Coast. So I think that'll be kind of cool. I
Yeah.
know that I think the UND hockey program seems super cool though. I heard Ralph Engstead Arena is like nicer than some NHL rinks, I've been told.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Now, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be? Would it be North Dakota or would it be somewhere else?
I love home. I mean, it's freezing in the winter and there's always a blizzard, but I love it there.
Nice. What is the most interesting thing you've seen or read this week?
Interesting thing. I don't even know. Probably some TikTok. I'm always on TikTok scrolling through, so I'm sure I've seen a lot of interesting things on there.
I saw one video on that app where like someone had like a ring stuck to their finger for like such a long time and like their finger got like super red from it. They had to go to like the took forever for them to get it out of their finger. I thought that was like a really kind of scary but interesting video to watch.
Yeah, there's always stuff like that on TikTok. It's pretty crazy.
Now, if there was a movie made about your life, who would you want to play yourself and why?
Maybe my roommate Kyla Bent, because she's blonde like me and she knows me because I live with her.
Would you play her in that movie as well? Kind of switch over? That would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
I think it would be a bit confusing though, just because people that know you would kind of think that you're playing yourself, not Kyla. So I think that would
yeah,
be kind of confusing, but I think it would still be a good movie.
yeah.
Now, who is your favorite non-hockey athlete?
My favorite non-hockey athlete. I'm just like a big hockey person. I don't have a specific favorite, I would say. I'm mostly stick to hockey. Like I know of other athletes, but I guess I don't have a favorite non-hockey.
Now, next final non-hockey question is, so this kind of coincides with some of your answers, but who has had the best game day outfit this season with UNH? You can say yourself too if you thought some of your outfits were good.
Yeah, this one day I wore these bright pink pants.
That's dope.
It was a bold outfit, but I love it.
Is there like a photo of it? Because I saw that UNH kind of posts some of their stuff there. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, I don't think there's a picture of my pink pants.
Hmm.
I probably have one on my phone somewhere, but
Hmm.
no, they didn't get one of it that
That would
day,
have been
which
cool
is
if they did,
sad.
though. Yeah, because
Yeah.
that would have. I don't know if you've seen this before, but College Hockey Talks doing pregame outfits of the week, and
Oh yeah.
we need you to get featured on it at some point this
Yeah.
year.
Maybe I'll wear them again.
Awesome. Well, if you do, if the UNH social media person is listening to this, please try to document that because we don't want to see Avery not get featured in one of these weeks. So now
Yes.
back to some hockey questions. Now, my first question to you is my question. I saw that the World Juniors were canceled. Same with the U18 Women's World Championships being canceled. I just want to get your opinions on those cancellations and if you're kind of because last time we had you on the podcast, you're talking about what should be done to help grow women's hockey, and you said visibility is kind of a big key of that, just because the more people that see women playing hockey, the more people want to watch and be invested in it. I just want to get your thoughts on that news and if your kind of opinion change of what should be done to help grow the sport.
Yeah, I mean, it's just upsetting that it all got canceled. It's just annoying. Everyone wants COVID to be done already, and so I mean, like that's a lifetime opportunity being in that tournament. So it just sucks.
Now, another hockey question I want to ask you is who is the most underrated player in women's college hockey that you play with or played against?
I would have to say my sister at Bemidji. She's lighting it up right now. But
Hmm. I think that's a great answer. So, now, what are your thoughts, I guess, on the podcast since we last had you on? I apologize if you seemed nervous during the interview. You're one of my favorite players on UNH, but no, how I don't know if you got the chance to listen to the interview, but I just want to ask what your thoughts were on the just the whole process.
yeah, it's great. I love the mixture of hockey and non-hockey questions.
Awesome. Well, is there any guests that I guess we should have on in the future? I've had a few of your teammates on, but if there's someone that you used to play with back in the day, or someone else, feel free to let me know because I feel like you probably know some interesting people.
Yeah, I do. My sister, I don't know if she's been on before, Grayson
She is
Myers. She
not.
plays at Bemidji. I have a few other friends at Bemidji. Anna Promersberger is on Penn State. Her sister, uh, Abby, is on St. Thomas. So,
Nice. And
yeah.
I feel like I don't know how many North Dakotans play women's college hockey. I feel like there's got to be a few. So
Yeah, there is. Not a lot, but there's a few.
awesome. Well, I definitely got to reach out to those people. But normally we do shout outs after every interview. So is there any shout outs you want to give? And yeah,
Um, I'll give a shout out to my parents and my sister and my
awesome.
coach from back home, Dave.
Awesome. Well, then, is there anything else you want to kind of add to this interview? The floor is all yours. If you want to talk about something, kind of say something, feel free to do that. You have this whole floor to you right now.
I don't think I have anything. I appreciate you having me on again.
No problem. Well, thank you so much for coming back on the podcast, Avery. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to myself. You're a great hockey player and an even better person off the ice. And I wish you nothing but the best for the second half of the season. I know you're going to do great.
Thank you.